We're joined from Cairo by the Ahram newspaper managing editor, Mohamed Ezz Eldin. Mr. Mohamed, thank you so much for joining us on Qnews. And let me first start by asking you, what's your assessment of President Trump's decision to impose sanctions on the International Criminal Court?
Thank you so much for having me. This U.S. decision is not new. Trump, during his first term, imposed some sanctions on the ICC, but this time it's related to a bigger bias to Israel and announcing that very firmly. I think this decision, which faced the condemnation from the international community, the United Nations and the European Union Commission, have issued statements criticizing the US decision. I think this will weaken the foreign policy of the United States and will not be beneficial for the United States as the Trump administration thinks. On the contrary, it will weaken the influence of the US regarding international matters and causes. In addition, this decision will contribute in weakening the International Criminal Court and lowering its opportunities to get to the truth and will not serve Israel and the United States as some might think.
No, sir, sorry for cutting in, but I have to ask you, to what extent could these sanctions impact the International Criminal Court's legal proceedings against Israeli officials, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant?
It will not have an impact except in the framework of the United States of America lands and the Israeli occupied and the Palestinian occupied lands. The international community did not apply these procedures till now. Regarding the suspension of the Prime Minister and the Minister of Defense, these procedures did not take effect, so they were not very influential. The impact here is about how the U.S. handles international matters. I think it will disturb the independence or the non-biased role of the United States, which plays a great role in on different fronts. Such decision will undermine the humanity principle and will also ensure the non-impunity to to those who commit crimes. This will influence the entire world as well as the US policy.
Now, sir, sorry for cutting in, but you've mentioned the international community and how they criticize such decision. How might the international community respond to the U.S. sanctions on the International Criminal Court, and what measures can be taken to counter them?
Regarding the international community, the United Nations requested today the United States to take back this decision imposing sanctions on the ICC. And the European Union Commission issued a statement also criticizing the US decision, as well as the European Union and other officials from all around the world. Regarding the sanctions, which include freezing the assets of the ICC members and task force and preventing them from entering the US as well as their families, and not recognizing any decisions issued by the ICC. This means that the United States is being separated from the international community regarding the legal pursuit decisions. So this stance will not be supported except with international consensus. This is only the United States of America, and they are not going to win anything from these sanctions. They will lose a lot, and they lost the international consensus which was there in different situations, not only regarding the United States of America, as we have seen, stopping the investigations of the United States of America in procedures in Afghanistan during Trump's first term. Biden cancelled this decision during his term, but today we see new decisions to
I'm
stop the
sorry for
investigations.
interrupting you here, but I would like to ask you an important question. Do you believe the International Criminal Court will be able to maintain its stance on investigating alleged war crimes in Gaza, or could the pressure from the US lead to a retreat?
If the ICC wants to complete its procedures, it will not be affected by an order by the United States of America. The headquarters in The Hague in the Netherlands, it's very far away from the administrative influence of the US, but the sanctions only influence the members living in the United States, and I think the ICC is highly supported by the European Union, supporting the work of the ICC.
Now, what precedent do these sanctions set for international justice and the court's ability to hold world leaders accountable?
I think this is a setback, not for the United States of America supporting Israel alone. The US has been supporting Israel, Republican or Democratic administration. They always support Israel. It's only here about credibility, addressing humanity matters and crimes against humanity and war crimes. The US stance is really important, and its foreign policy is affecting different international institutions. Israel and the US are not even members in the ICC, but they have been very influential. And before, they always approved of the ICC decisions. Today we see the non-recognition at all of the ICC decisions, and consequently this will be a unique situation, a unique position that is very influential and will undermine the credibility of the US handling of some issues, especially regarding its US citizens, as well as Israel as its first ally. This means that the United States used to acknowledge the ICC decisions as long as they do not impact Israel or the US. This is highly not acceptable. The international community is united to reject such decisions. Any member of this the international community shall accept the decision of the consensus decisions.
Now, sir, here I have to ask you, what are the legal or political avenues that are available for the International Criminal Court to counteract this decision?
As we have seen today, the United Nations is supporting the International Criminal Court. The European Union as well is backing the ICC. And we also have seen the European Commission, Ursula, the European Commissioner, issued a statement today requesting the U.S. to take back these sanctions that they do, as they do not serve humanity or the international law. These sanctions ensure the non-impunity for perpetrators in crimes who are being sued and prosecuted in the framework of hard evidence, not just mere accusations. The convicts have the right to defend themselves, advocate themselves against such accusations.
Sir, sorry for interrupting you due to the shortage of time. From Cairo, that was Al Ahram newspaper managing editor, Mohamed Ezz Eldin. Thank you so much for joining us here on Q News and for all the information you provided us with.